Hello everybody and welcome back to Seiken Densetsu 2. Actually, I didn't meet you at the bottom of the cave because I wanted to show you what was in this other cave right here to the right. I'm sure some of you were probably wondering, and you may have even mentioned it in the comments, but this is part of a single session that I'm doing. I'm just playing the game for a long time. I guess I've been playing it for about 2 hours now. I don't even know what part I'm on anymore. Probably part 4 or 5. But Nico's here, and I could have actually saved here earlier in the game before going down into the cave, and I wouldn't have died, but I forgot he was here. I don't think he sells anything important, and I pretty much never go in there because I usually have 2 party members at this point in time, and I am well equipped, and I won't die. I don't really have a chance of dying unless I'm just not paying attention at all. So, I am going to meet you down in the dwarf village. So I'll see you there. Oh, I just got to level up on the weapon. I'll see you there. Alright, here we are back in the dwarf village, and I'm going to go buy some equipment for the girl, Purim. You can expect to hear me call them boy, girl, and Sprite a lot, because that's a lot of times what me and my brother referred to them as. Get another one of those for Randy. And yeah, that's all we can get right now. So, since me and my brother would change their names around a lot, one of the standard, we had a set of names that we used as a standard almost every time we played the game. And even after we knew the names of the characters, I don't think he ever knew the names of the characters in Japanese, but even after we knew the names of the characters, I knew the names of the characters. I still named them those things. The thing that we named the boy, we always named him James. We always named the girl Cindy. And we always named the Sprite Magic, because he is, later on in the game, he becomes an attack mage. Or a black mage. Whatever you want to call it. And now we have severely more money than we did last time we came here. So, you've already seen all this stuff here. So I'm going to meet you back at the final blow of Tropicolo's battle. Alright! I just defeated Tropicolo in about 3 or 4 hits. So, now that he is dead, let us see what we get as a reward. Now, I wasn't even paying attention to the girl's hit points. She got close to dying there. And now we get the Spear Orb. Yay. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. There we go. I took the spear off of the girl. For whatever reason, it wasn't telling us we got the spear orb, and it just kept leaving us stuck in there. So I'm finding more and more stuff happening in this game than I thought I would. Anyways, the little dude there says, "Thanks for killing that thing, blah blah blah. Would you mind carrying the Sprite up to the upper lands, blah blah blah. He does really need help, and he's a good kid and does weird things." You see the ribbons on the side of his head there? I always thought those were his hands, and he was pulling his head up and down, but I think his hands are on his hips. So, I don't really know what he's doing in that little animation. It might be his hands, so. But it's pretty weird. Only time you see, well, it's one of the 2 times you see that in the game, I think. So yeah, take him with you. Sure thing! What are you gonna call me? I don't have a name, because I'm a Sprite. Yes, I'll take him. Sweet! What can you call me, bro? I want to talk to you. Actually, I don't need to talk to you yet. I need to talk to the Sprite. And the Sprite is named Popoi. P-O... P-O-P-O... Erg. E-I. Popoi. And Popoi joins the party. He says, what a strange name. It is a strange name, I agree. And then you go talk to Dude Man here. And Dude Man gives you a bow. And the Sprite came equipped with a boomerang. So we now have 5 weapons, and we're about to get a 6th one. And I believe there are 8 weapons in total in the game. Man, you can talk. You are running your mouth, dude. He said Watts wants to see you. Let's go talk to Watts. I need to go get some equipment for the Sprite, too. Alright. Hey, I see you have a boomerang. Wait a minute. Here, hold this axe. That must be it. The mana power seeps into the weapons only when you touch it. Yes, I will give you this axe for $100. Do you want it? Sure. Alright. Here, let me show you a shortcut. Okay, well thank you. I'm not going to be taking it because I need to get the Sprite some level ups. Here's a shortcut. Come back to me anytime you have any orbs that you need forged into your weapons. And I do. I have 2. No, I already used that one. I have the Spear's Orb, which I just gained with much difficulty. And it turns from a regular spear or lance into a heavy spear. And that costs 200. So let's go get some equipment for the Sprite. And he cannot... It is a he. I promise you it's a he, contrary to a lot of beliefs. There are certain situations in the game that prove to me that it's a he. First off, we need to get one of these for him. Second off, we need to get one of these. I don't know what it's called, spiky suit, I think, which can only be worn by male characters. He already has one of these on. You get one of these. The girl can't wear it because she's a girl. And this can be worn by everybody. This can only be worn by the boy because, well, I guess he has a bigger head than the Sprite. And this thing right here is a Sprite cap. And the Sprite cap can wear that. Or Rabbite's cap, I think is what it's called. Equipped. Yes. No, I don't want to equip you. I want to equip the Sprite. Yeah, here's all of our weapons. The boomerang, the Chokbin bow, or Chobin, I think is how you pronounce it. Chobin bow. Or Chobin, since it's a play on Robin. The axe. And yeah, that's all the new equipment we got, new weapons we got. So let's hook him up with some equipment. He goes from 0 to 5, and he goes from 7 to 13, not bad. And he goes from 0 to 4. Alright. Let's go save in here. And now is when we go into the forest. Now that we have all 3 characters. I don't need to sleep. I just want to save. And I started an extra save over here too, just in case I couldn't figure out how to undo that whatever was happening in Tropicolo's fight. So I'll go ahead and save over this one now. And I'm gonna fight my way out of the cave with the... I'm gonna give the Sprite the strongest weapon right now. See, I keep referring to them as names that aren't real. That aren't names. Let's give her the bow. And I'm gonna play with the Sprite so that I can level him up without him dying. And also, one of the things that the Tropicolo did was he caused a cave-in right here. And let's go check that out. And here we have a glowing silver apple, which I can't do anything to, and more lava. This says, this can only be activated by magic. Maybe the witch knows something about it. The witch is in the forest. Oh. Okay, so I will meet you outside of the cave on the other side. See you then. Alright, here we are outside the cave, and I was going to show you, let's see, here we go. Popoi is level 5 now. There's my mana seed down, by the way, the blue circle. Randy's level 9, and Purum's level 7. And also I was going to show you what levels all their weapons are at. The glove here can be level 1, the sword can be level 2, the axe can be level 1, the spear can be level 2, the bow can be level 1, and the boomerang can be level 1. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. And right now he has 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. If you push the R button up there, it actually shows you your magic, but you don't have any magic. So, the boy, Randy, he has 1, 2, 0, 1, 0, 1. So all he needs to level up is the 3 in the middle. The spear, the axe, and he's working on the bow right now. And the last character is Purum. She has 1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 0. So she's working on the axe, and she needs the boomerang and the spear. So she actually is ahead of everybody in weapon leveling up. And the only point of leveling up your weapons is to do charged attacks, which do a ton of damage. They basically they're like planned critical attacks. Charged attack, yeah, that's basically what it is. You charge up to do more damage. Come on, Buzzbee. So we're going to work our way back up to Eleni's forest. Eleni is the name of the witch. I always call her Eileen, so that I can refer to her as, come on Eileen. Say to her, come on Eileen. Silly reference, I know, but that's what I call her. Eileen. I went to school with a girl named Eileen. I like that name. I think it's purty. I wouldn't want to name a child that, or a daughter that, just because I'd always think the song every time I thought of her, and I don't even know what that song's about other than a person named Eileen. So now that we have 3 characters, we are much more prepared to enter the forest here. Tongues. The Haunted Forest, I think is what it's called. And since the Sprite has the sword, the sword and the axe are the only 2 things that can chop down bramble, or weeds, or whatever you want to call it. Kill the Chobin Hood. Hey, give me that. If anybody knows what Horon means in Japanese, let me know. That's what they're called. I mentioned that in the past already, in the past video. Yeah, get him. Right. So yeah, only weapons with blades, whoa, can chop through bramble. And there are a couple more weapons that do different things too. If I was to make a game like this, and I would be very much inclined to make a game like this if I had the ability or know-how to make a video game. I would make a game like Secret of Mana. But what I would do is I would make it where all 8 of the weapons, there are a total of 8 weapons, you can see that in the weapons screen. All 8 of the weapons did something unique to the environment. Like the sword can cut down grass, and I think they may have done this in later Mana games. The sword can cut down grass, the axe can cut through rock in the game. But I would make it also where you could use the javelin, which is another weapon you get later on, to maybe hit faraway switches or something like that. And the boomerang can be used to gather items that are far away. Stuff like that. What else? What other weapons do we have? We have the bow. The bow could be used to, I don't know. I guess you could use the bow to hit buttons, and the javelin you could use as something else. I have no idea. The knuckles you could use for something too, but all of my weapons I would want to have a unique ability. Like you could use the knuckles maybe to punch through walls or something like that. And the whip has a special ability too. I think that's all the weapons. Okay, so now that we have the axe, we can cut down these here, see? You can cut through bone and through rock with the axe. And you can also cut through flowers. See, I would make it where you could only cut through the flowers with the sword. See? Look, we can't make it across here. So, we have to find another way around. And the reason I didn't do this earlier, I knew I could. I didn't want to because the enemy that you have to fight is just about as hard as the werewolves, and it wasn't necessary at the time. It wasn't necessary to fight the werewolves. I could have done the path the right way. But it didn't. I'm not going to mess with him. If I had a projectile weapon equipped, I would get him, but I don't. So I'm just going to leave him alone. If I have one equipped on the way back, I'll do it. Alright, kill the Chobin Hood, whatever you want to call him. Poron. I kind of like the name Poron for those guys. I'm used to that from Seiken Densetsu 3, the sequel to this game. Oh, and for those of you who didn't know, Seiken Densetsu 2 obviously is a sequel. It is a sequel to the game that was released in America as Final Fantasy Adventure, and it was released in Europe as Mystic Quest on the Game Boy. That was the first Seiken Densetsu. But what some people don't know is Seiken Densetsu... This is not working very well. No, don't be killing the sprite, yo. Alright, you know what? Who am I equipping here? I'm going to equip the boy with the bow, and I'm going to attack him from afar. Yeah, alright, and then we push the little switch. Seiken Densetsu. The name was actually licensed by Square. They were originally going to be using it to make a gigantic RPG on the Nintendo. But for whatever reason, I don't know whether it was hardware limitations or what, but they didn't use it. They decided not to go through with the game. It was going to be a more traditional style RPG, not an action RPG. But they still had the name copyright, so they never used it. Well, when they came along to the Game Boy and they wanted to create a new title for the Game Boy, they already had the name Seiken Densetsu copyright, so they just decided to use it for that game. The new game that they had on the Game Boy, which was Legend of the Holy Sword, or Holy Sword Legend, however technically you want to be with it. What was he using? He was using the bow. Wait, was he already level 2 on the javelin? Man, he is flying through levels. The bow, yeah. So yeah, it's a little known piece of information I thought I'd share with you. I think it's cool. I like that kind of video game history. Seiken Densetsu 2 came on the Super Nintendo and was released in America as Secret of Mana, which is the game you're seeing right here. And Seiken Densetsu 3 was planned to be released in America. I have an issue of Nintendo Power that says that it was supposed to come out around the same time as Secret of Evermore. So for those of you who think that Secret of Evermore was Nintendo of America's crappy attempt at replacing Seiken Densetsu 3, I believe they originally had intended on releasing both games in America, but due to large numbers of bugs that were in the Japanese release of the game, and some think that it was because the text translation would have actually taken up more space than a Super Nintendo cartridge could hold. I don't believe that was the case. They decided not to bring it over to America. I think it was because of the bugs mainly. And it was actually only a 2-player game. You could only, even though there was 3 characters in your party, you could only play at 2-player. And then later on, games in the series came out on different platforms, like the PlayStation was the next time a game came out. It was Legend of Mana. And I don't know if the game was well received. I liked the game a lot, but I don't think it was well received in America. And I think shortly after that, the team that left, that made the Mana games, actually left Square and created their own development company called Brownie Brown. And they released a game, and I'm not looking at a list of information over here, so some of my facts could be wrong. This is just stuff I remember. They came out with a game for the Game Boy Advance called Magical Vacation, which, as far as the limited amount of play and videos I've looked at and pictures, it looks to be a game similar to, if you could imagine, the Suikoden games. Some people call them Suikoden, the PlayStation games. If you could imagine Suikoden mixed with Ogre Battle, the March of the Black Queen for the Super Nintendo. That's what those games kind of look like to me. They looked like they had about 6 party members on the screen at one time. Dude, stop sneaking away from me. And it looked like a pretty cool game to me. And if somebody would be willing to translate that game for me, I mean, I've found translations of the game in the past, but if somebody out there in the hacking community wants to translate the game, I would be more than willing to play the game as a Let's Play. But I don't know how many hackers are actually subscribed to me. I know a few of them watched while I was Let's Playing Mystic Arc. I watched the people that translated Mystic Arc at Digital Design, I think's the name of the company. Or the translation group, or Dynamic Design, something like that. They were watching my videos, but I don't know if anybody ever subscribed to me. And I do plan on revisiting that LP in the future for those of you who are watching this that wondered what happened to Mystic Arc if you were looking back on my channel. And I know I'm kind of going all over the place. Back to Brownie Brown. They did Magical Vacation, and I think somewhere down the line, Square hired them. I don't know if they ever became a part of Square again, but Square actually hired them or contracted them or whatever to do Sword of Mana for the Game Boy Advance, which was another of the Mana games. And there were a couple of games that came out on the DS and the PlayStation 2 called Heroes of Mana and Mana something. Children of Mana was the other game. I don't know which is which. I think Heroes of Mana came out on the PlayStation 2, and Children of Mana was the game on the DS. I've never owned a PlayStation 2, or I've only played a PlayStation 2 maybe once or twice. But I don't think that the game on the PlayStation 2 got very well received either. And I think Children of Mana, the one on the DS, was fairly well received. But I can't be certain of that. And here we are coming up on Eileen Castle. And those are all the games that I can think of off the top of my head that were from the Mana universe. And Secret of Mana was released on the iPhone too. If there's any games I missed, I'm sure somebody will tell me. I would love to do an LP of every single one of those games. Given the time and the systems to do that. Some of the games I wouldn't be able to play because I don't have the hardware to play them on. In the PlayStation games, I have tested out trying to do PlayStation games just on the side on this channel, but I do have PlayStation games, but I don't have a PlayStation or a capture. I have a PlayStation, but not with me. It's in Columbia, South Carolina. But I need to play them on emulators, but I do actually have the games. I'll be playing games that I have. So, and I own Secret of Mana too, for those of you who are wondering. This is Eileen Castle, so I will actually meet you inside Eleni's castle on the next episode. So thanks for watching Seiken Densetsu 2, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Alright, welcome back to Seiken Densetsu. Here we are inside Eleni's castle. And one thing to note right here, there's a switch on the floor. But if you hit it, it'll drop that gate. And I was going to show you that you can kill the enemies before hitting the switch. And they can't get to you. They can still shoot the bows at you. Why am I using the girl? I need to use somebody with a stronger weapon right now. Use these little eye spies. They're just called an eye in the Japanese version. They are a pain in the butt. They can actually Moogle you, which, if you are aware of the Final Fantasy series, Moogles are in the Final Fantasy series. But I believe Moogles actually originally appeared in the Seiken Densetsu game. And here we have polter chairs, I think is what they're called. And these guys will tear you up. They have a very high attack power. So I like to try to attack them one at a time, but the boy went over there and decided to hit the other one, so we had two coming at us. Whoa. And I am going to make it to the save point in this castle. And then I'm going to call that a video, even if the video is kind of short, because I don't know where I'm cutting all the videos off, but I'm going to save right there and actually end this session. Because I am really hungry. Yeah, that little beam, that of blue circles that comes out of the eye spy, it will turn you into a Moogle. But I got him. These guys also are a good place to level grind. Killing the eye spies, they give you more experience than any of the other characters do in the game right now. The enemies. They give you... How much experience do they give you? I think they give you 30 or so? Which the werewolves give you more, but they don't move. The eye spies don't move. I didn't want to go in here. This is a good level grinding place right here. You can go in there and you can pile those... I got turned into a Moogle! And I'm about to die! Don't die! Yes. Can I take a candy as a Moogle? Yes, I can. You can pile those chairs up and hit them with the spear all at once. And then if you come out that door from that side, the two eye spies are right there next to one another. So you can hit them both at the same time. And it's a good level grinding place. So go ahead and kill them, get a little bit more experience off of them. And then move on. Come on, destroy. Destroy. That reminds me of a song I heard back a long time ago, like in, I think 2002 or 2001. There's the werewolves again. There was a webpage called mp3.com. I'm pretty sure it still exists, but I don't think it exists in the form it did when no, it wasn't mp3.com, it was vitaminic.com. You could get people that were making music would upload their music on there, some songs for free and some for you could buy them and pay for them. I need to get past these guys. I'm trapped. I'm just gonna sneak past them. They're gonna kill the Sprite. I don't want them to kill the Sprite. But anyways, there was an artist on there called Nayad, N-A-Y-A-D. And he had awesome music on there. He had all these crazy industrial electronic songs. And he had named them zeros, like NY01 and 02. And I think he had over 99 songs on there. But I loved that music. And I had downloaded his songs and had them saved on one of my computers. But that hard drive crashed, and I've never been able to find his music since then. So if anybody has ever heard of Nayad or knows where I can find his music, please tell me. Because his music is amazing to me. And I haven't been able to hear anything since then because the last few times I've tried to go to Vitaminic, it didn't exist. It said it was under construction. I think it was under construction for about a year. Or more. Anyways, there's a button here, and I can't push it. The guys just say, "What?" And you have to come down here and talk to the zombie guard. And this guy, you talk to him and he opens the gates. I don't know how he opens the gates. I guess I open them. It's assumed that I open them. And he talks to us and we say, there's a switch up there, we can't get through it. How do we get through it? And the guy says, you need to stand on it, all three of you. You just stand on it. And we say, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Not really. These all are zombie guards. They don't say anything. And here's Nico again. He got trapped. I'm going to save at Nico. And I don't know if this is going to be a short episode or not. You can also buy stuff from him. But if it is, I will see you in the next episode. So, thanks for watching, and hope you like the series. Let me know what you think. Alright, bye.